That's the one we didn't mention. Okay. Try to brush the shirt a little bit better. Okay.
I thought it was 20 seconds.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love the song that much. But anyway, hello everybody. Happy holidays. Welcome to the show. We got a lot to talk about, but we managed to squeeze in that opening theme. That's the same theme that we use for our Blog Talk Radio. To your hardcore fans out there, what happened to the Blog Talk Radio show and what happened to the blog? I had a bad internet connection during the holidays, during Thanksgiving weekend, and so my internet got shut down. I couldn't do the show. But like I said, you see that blog page right behind us? Yep. Right over here, this little doohickey, this little widget right over here, right there. You can listen to the show. Okay, there's going to be a new show being taped either Sunday or Monday. Okay, and then I'm going to go back and schedule Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. Okay, and I did say, if you notice over here, live today. So we're back online with that. Every day, everything's going to be posted. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, I'm going to say, well, this show is now playing on our YouTube. Yep, YouTube, we have Videoland Express that's going. Okay, and so we're going to go back on track. And just to let you know, the website of videolandexpress.com, I just posted that, updated it, saying that now I'm going to be on Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, Reddit, and Dig by request. And I'm going to be taking pictures of the Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center in New York City. And I'm going to post that over there on those social sites, and we're going to be opening up in that. A lot of people say, we'd like to see you over there, Frank. So by request, I started opening those, and we're going to take a lot of holiday pictures. Now, we're going to try to make this as festive as we can, considering, let's just open up with today. We got to honor the servicemen. Great Blu-ray, Tora, okay, with an all-star cast. As a matter of fact, the Japanese commander, Admiral Yamamoto, was in the original Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. A little trivia over there. Martin Borsum, E.J. Marshall. E.J. Marshall, of course, played the president in the original Superman with Christopher Reeve. And of course, that famous line, he says, "Oh my God," and General Zod goes, "No, Zod." Anyway, all-star cast, Jason Robards. So, and along with that, this, of course, today is December 7th, Day of Infamy. And the main reason I'm saying this one is we're not mentioning Pearl Harbor with Ben Affleck. Sorry, Ben. This is the movie to see on the subject. And of course, we got attacked by Japan, but we got back later. At Midway Islands, he has a big battle, another great ensemble cast. James Corbin, of course, if you're a James Bond fan, our man Flint. And In Like Flint with James Corbin, the notorious Robert Mitchum, Glenn Ford, and Henry Fonda. Okay, and Toshida Mifune played Yamamoto in this picture. Okay, I'll be talking more about war pictures on the Blog Talk Radio. Two great pictures, kind of sad, but to keep on going, everybody knows the big sad thing, of course, Paul Walker. Okay, Vin Diesel, you see this issue over here, everybody's kind of running. Yes, Vin Diesel got his Hall of Fame, Walk Hall of Fame, excuse me. Walk of Fame, I'm sorry. Hollywood Walk of Fame, now I finally got that right. Anyway, and unfortunately, people have been asking what's going to happen with the Fast and Furious 7. Right now, it's the executives at Universal. This is the so-called rumor that they want to redo the whole picture again, write his character out. Vin Diesel and family want to see how they're going to save his footage and include him in the movie and do some kind of wrap-up and stuff like that. So Universal, listen, this is an $800, $900 million franchise, okay? So we're willing to spend another $100 million. Let's reboot the picture. And Vin Diesel said, wait a second, see, we can rewrite this somehow and somehow still include the Paul Walker footage. I think that'd be the right way to go. A couple of pictures I would say real quick. Paul Walker, got it. Same year, in 2006, he did Running Scared. That's a real big macho film. Is that right? Running Scared, okay. And then the other one, the same year, 2006, he did a Walt Disney film based on a true story called Eight Below. These are films that I definitely recommend. And I didn't know he was in Flag of Our Fathers, but Clint Eastwood talking about a war picture. Okay, and Vehicle 19, they just filmed this year. Okay, that's going to come out. He did a real, he produced that movie, by the way. Pawn Shop Chronicles is another one. Matt Dillon, Brendan Fraser. It's about a bunch of hicks down south. It plays like Pulp Fiction, a couple of 3 stories all intertwined. It's really crazy. He kind of helped produce that also. I guess with his daughter moving in at 15 years old, he wanted to show that he was capable of doing more pictures, more serious dramatic roles. But Pawn Shop Chronicles, he's really funny in that, playing a real dumb redneck, I gotta admit. I definitely recommend those 2 pictures. I guess he wanted to expand, and that's why he got into producing, unfortunately. Now he was trying to go that route. He passed away. And the other one, talk about Ensemble Pictures again, Takers, okay? This has a great commentary by T.I. Harris, and the director, T.I. Harris actually produced this, and this has, let me read the cast right off the bat, Matt Dillon, Paul Walker, Idris Elba, am I saying that right? Idris, okay, being corrected. And of course, everybody knows him as?
Yeah, Pacific Rim, the Sergeant Pacific Rim.
Thank you, Mark, for that. And of course, he's doing the new biography of Mandela.
Yes, Long Walk to Freedom.
Thank you. The name of that movie, another sad thing, okay? So we're trying to keep this uplift. And of course, I forgot to mention tomorrow, the anniversary of John Lennon's death. The Beatles, one of my all-time favorite bands. I'll be mentioning that more on Black Talk Radio. But we have our phone number up if you want to join us in the conversation.
Oh, yeah, and Paul Walker's movie coming out. I'm not sure they're coming out in theaters or on DVD or hours.
Hours, which I did manage to get a pre-screening. Some of us producers got it like that. I gotta admit that I was gonna save that as a surprise, but since we brought it up, he's really good in it. The movie itself was kind of disappointing. It's kind of like a one-man show, but I definitely recommend it just for his acting alone. He really proved he can hold his own. But basically, it's 90 minutes of just him trying to survive his newborn baby. Of course, the baby doesn't have any lines, okay? So he actually has to carry the whole film, except in the middle when a dog shows up and kind of helps him out of the day. But no more surprises on that. Okay, no more spoilers. So, and the other one that nobody has been talking about, produced and written by Sylvester Stallone, which was based on one of his Rambo movies, believe it or not, starring Jason Statham, Homefront. And it's really has fallen off the top 5. It's like a number 6. And of course, Hunger Games, Frozen, Out of the Furnace, Thor, and Delivery Man are all on the top 5 right now. You have any latest reviews for us, Mark?
Well, recently what I just saw was Old Boy. That's a remake from, I think a movie was originally Korean. And it was made, I don't know, maybe back in the day, not that far long, but it was of an entire Korean cast. And it was called Old Boy also.
Right.
Now, it's on Netflix. If you want to take a look at that, if you've seen the Old Boy with Spike Lee directed, this new version.
How was that?
Of it, it's pretty good. You know, it's.
It can't beat the original, though.
No, nothing could ever beat the original. The original is great because it's, you know, they always have to do it. They always have to take a film that was originally made with a different cast, ethnic-wise, and then they feel like they have to translate it to a American cast.
Right.
So, you know, they feel like that because in the original, there's a lot of mind-blowing stuff goes on, you know, stuff that they're not going to translate into the new movie. You know,
okay.
Stuff that gets into the spherofield of like incest, which they're not going to translate in the American version.
Right. So people are too touchy and it's not politically correct.
Yeah, it's not politically correct. This one goes to the point of, you know, they'll show you, you know, get people go, oh, I see we have a phone call.
Okay, let's go right to it.
Yes. Speak to us. You on the phone? Can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes. I guess if you move away from the television, maybe you can speak. Oh, yeah, just speak anytime you can. But like I was saying...
just call back, everybody.
Yeah.
But, remember, have your TV's volume shut down because it creates feedback, and also don't forget certain phones and stuff that creates kind of a nasty feedback. So if you call in, it's not your fault. It's just the phone system the way it is.
It's like this Old Boy, the Korean version. They really get graphic. You see a lot of blood being shed. But the American version, it's going to be cleaned up a bit. They'll give you, sort of like in Wolverine, where you won't see the blades going into the person's chest, but you sort of see it under the table. Hey, I'm going to stab you here. I'm going to stab you down here where the camera can't see.
Right, that was the problem. That was the problem with Wolverine. On the extended cut, you do see some of the blade penetrating some of the victims. It's still kind of lame from what I heard. We weren't a big fan of Wolverine, so we didn't bother with the Blu-ray. Usually, if I'm kind of really curious, like Men of Steel, we have a lot of issues with that. But I wanted to see what Zack Snyder did with his commentary and that picture-in-picture on the Blu-ray. And still not satisfied with his answers. I guess, and they're going to be doing the whole Batman versus Superman, and yes, they made the announcement with Wonder Woman. And
finally, they came up with a rumor. Remember, they killed that whole concept? They said Wonder Woman's dead because Green Lantern didn't do well, so they killed it. They completely killed it. And I think the thing that brought him back to the table is Avengers was such a big hit.
Right. But then they got to get the Justice League off the ground.
Yep.
And Wonder Woman happens to be the girl from Fast and the Furious for films.
Yes, that's what I heard.
That.
Wow, look at that.
That kind of surprised me.
Yeah, look at how everything sort of starts coming together.
Yeah, I mean, and she's skinny
Small
as hell.
world.
If you go on the internet, everybody says the same thing. So how the hell is she going to fill out that costume?
They're probably going to change the costume. They're going to have a costume redo. You don't see Hugh Jackman wear the Wolverine costume from the X-Men movie, do you?
No, but
Most of the time you see him in black leather, and just in the new updates they have him wear a wife beater.
Right. Well,
but that's as close as you'll get to the comic book, him wearing a wife beater and jeans, as opposed to him wearing all black leather that I never saw him wear.
Let's see if somebody out in the audience out there in Phone Land has an opinion on that. Hello, you on the air?
Yeah, I'd like to see a prequel to The Watchmen. That's what I want to see. And I wanted to go back to the origin, because I think Zack Snyder's interpretation of the first Watchmen film was well done. Well done.
Which one was that again?
Watchmen.
Oh, The Watchmen.
Right.
Yeah, we keep talking about it because I sort of see the Zack Snyder influence in this new X-Men movie that's going to come out. You see a lot of that influence. It sort of brings about, channels The Watchmen in this new X-Men movie, X-Men film that's going to come out on 2014 in the summer.
Right.
You see a lot of the influences. You see Nixon. You see Nixon, Kennedy. You see Kennedy, that whole '60s feel from The Watchmen. Like he's shaking the hand with the people from the X-Men doing a version from the '60s.
But I'm sorry, what was that phone caller?
Yeah, I said that's what makes it so good, because it's juxtaposition of the political era that it actually, film, and it's chronologically balanced with the time. But I think what's most significant about it is that each and every character is well drawn. It's idiosyncratic mindset. I think it's dark, it's gothic, and it's well done. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it sort of seems like they're trying to do.
Else is kind of, it's okay, but it's overdone in a sense. It's all well and good, but I don't know.
I think they are trying to take it back to that '60s field. Back to that original James Bond field.
Right.
The Mad Men era of the '60s, of the excess. The woman, the women, the excess of alcohol, the abuse of this, not understanding the limitations, of people, and just enjoying the Playboy Club and that whole.
Well, that's what Matthew Vaughn was trying to do that with the first X-Men First Class, because he was a big James Bond fan. That's
why it was great.
So he was trying to get that whole '60s feel, The
vibe.
And now Zack Snyder with his not with politics, but he's really deep, because he grew up with that, with Nixon in the '70s and stuff like that. He was trying to push that with Watchmen, and of course that's an alternate universe. like a lot of people still don't forget, Watchmen had at least over 20 directors. Name them that were attached to the project at one point or another, including Terry Gilliam. Can you imagine that for Monty
I
Python?
think Terry Gilliam would bring a great, how can I say, the Monty Python background. And if you've seen his previous films, he'll bring a surrealism to the Watchmen series with the opponent, in my opinion.
Right, right.
No,
I
it's
think
evident
he's
there. You
wonderful,
can see it. It's very
I want to
evident.
ask you guys one more question.
Of course.
The Batman trilogy that just ended. Now, how can you top that? Christopher Nolan's interpretation of it's superb. How can you top that?
I think
Really?
it's like I was saying to Frank that I think a lot of the Batman it wasn't so much about the acting, but more about the gadgets. It's sad. It's almost like the Batman has become the James Bond of this era. And you sort of watch the movies to see what will they come out next. The first movie you saw, you said, wow, the Batman tumbler. I just recently purchased, I went to Toys R Us where I got ripped off to buy this Batman U-turn tumbler. And before it was selling in Toys R Us for $35, they popped it up to like $60. But aside from that, it's the gadgets. The first Batman movie was all about the tumbler and how it rolled. And if you watched YouTube, they'll explain how they made the Batman tumbler and how it's independent shock absorption and how they're able to make jumps by making it go vertical and hit the other end. And they're talking about the whole physics of it.
Who would you think would play the Joker in any of those films?
Well,
would
hopefully
you
they
think
go
would
to another
take the
character.
Batman
Hopefully
role?
they don't go back to the Joker, because if they go back to the Joker and they start the whole thing like, oh, let me start the origins all over again, it's sort of like
That the
hearing a
rebooting is
story.
really getting tired. A lot of people know that Heath Ledger, of course, that they left you hanging with the Joker, with the Heath Ledger, because supposedly he was supposed to come back in number 3, along with some other superheroes. Okay, some other villains. Including the rumors were supposed to be the Penguin and the Riddler and stuff like that. And they decided, let's just get away from the whole premise of that and just introduce Bane and tie it up with the first movie. The third movie was not supposed to go in that direction.
Yeah.
It was supposed to continue with Joker. Now they passed away. Now they're going to try stay away from that. That's why they concentrated on General Zod instead of doing the whole Lex Luthor again and the Kryptonite. They want to go in a different direction,
Yep.
introduce General Zod and origins of Superman, which made sense about him coming from Krypton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go a different direction. That's how you can survive it. Don't reboot. Don't go back to the origin. Don't reshoot what you shot already. I was saying in the debates, if you're going to bring back Superman, the best thing you can do is have him verse Batman.
Well, that's why they're
then
introducing Wonder
boom,
Woman. But
everybody.
yeah, because they want to get Justice League. Let's get to the next phone call. Hello, you on there?
Yes.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to talk to you a little bit about these characters over here, because I have a friend of mine who works on a set, and he's letting me know that there's going to be some shakeups with this new Batman.
Great. Because I really think it's not so much about who the Batman is. Because, for example, you have Bruce Wayne. He's one character altogether, and then the Batman, he becomes sort of like the Rorschach character. You know, he becomes a different character altogether. It's sort of like it doesn't matter who's in the mask, because the mask sort of becomes a character unto himself. So if you have Ben Affleck, that's fine. You know, as long as he knows how to do Bruce Wayne, then he'll be all right.
No, you hit it right on. You're Mark Q. You're spot on with that. But
Yeah.
what's
'Cause
going on
if you have
with the
Batman, remember,
villains
Batman is a suit.
That, you're going to have now what he's telling me, because, you know, you have a lot of stuff going on with the gays and things like that. So they're going to have the Riddler and the Penguin, and they're going to have, like, some type of gay thing going on over there, my buddy was telling me, to mix it up to try to draw in a new crowd to the Batman, because they say the Batman legacy's fading out and things like that, and that they have to revive it and give it a new spin. Like that girl, they got like the Muslim girl for the comic book now and stuff like that. You know, they're mixing things up. So he was telling me this, and I was like, "Come on, man, the Riddler and the Penguin. I
Well,
can't believe this."
Well, everybody knows that at one point Jimmy Olsen was supposed to be gay. Okay, and one of the reboots, which never happened. And if you looked at remember I've been saying Forget to mention Iron Man and the Hulk on Marvel, straight to DVD animation, which is really good, 3 out of 5. It was really funny. But I always say DC, those straight to DVD, straight to Blu-ray, DC Entertainment that had the past couple Batmans and Superman, and the last one we had Flash with the Batman and Ultimate Timeline. That's part of the story without any spoilers or anything. Flash is gay. And that's in the timeline, and it's in the movie.
See, well, that's what I was drawing back into.
But I don't even think it's about that. I think they're getting too personal. I think we should all see Batman is more. I'm thinking this is my opinion.
They are
he's
getting
like
too personal,
James Bond. I'm thinking he's James Bond. It's about for Batman. It's about the gadgets.
Everybody into this now.
No,
you know
I think they're. I think they waste. I think they're wasting too much time in overthinking. You should just make it about Batman and his gadgets, and then have someone else. Like I remember this one story. It's like he's throwing money at the problem. It's like he's throwing money at the solutions to fight crime. So make it about that. Let's see how much money he can spend on the gadgets.
That's why we all like Batman.
Yeah, we love Batman because of the gadgets. He's James Bond with these gadgets, the helicopter, the tumbler.
Because he was the guy who was running around doing the right thing and making us feel good about it, and with his cool cars. And with
the great thing about Batman, even about the Justice League, is that he was the smartest guy in the room.
Exactly. That was it. They told you
That's
he was super
it.
intelligent.
Don't make it. Don't overthink it.
Who would you rather be, Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Say, hey man, Batman all the way.
Right.
You get
it's like
to
the
be
Punisher.
a billionaire during the day and kick ass at night. Come on, man.
Right. Exactly. It's like he's James Bond. He's this face when you see him suave, and then at night, boom, he's kicking ass. He's blowing up bridges. That's what James Bond. He was a Batman character.
What other things have you heard on the set?
Well, what else is going on over here? Basically, right now, that Ben Affleck and the directors, they're having not the directors, the writers, they're having a little bit of a squabble right now because he kind of wants to really put his take on what he thinks Batman should be, and they're kind of rearing away from that, and they're putting their feet down right now. So that's just kind of like behind the scenes. They had a few dinners, things, rubbing some elbows, talking. A few people left before, the courses were finished. Let's leave it at that, So I don't think conversations went too well,
Because what I was thinking that when they did the Batman versus Superman, when they would have done that reboot for the Superman episodes, it would have been great that, they see that Batman is sort of dangerous, because at one point, like they say, most vigilantes, at one point they become the danger that they're trying to stop.
Yeah.
So that they would have to bring Superman in to stop him, because let's say no one could stop Batman, because Batman's just too dangerous.
Go to a dark place. And that's what I saw what they did with the Christian Bale, and I didn't like how dark they were trying to make Batman, because when he was a child he was dark, and he had the things going on with his parents, but he overcome that. And became this great man who had this side to him that he basically took a therapeutic vigilante way and route, because that was his way of dealing with his issues, and he turned the dark side into the positive side. So I don't really like when they try to make him look like he's going to become the villain or something like that, or he's had enough of crime fighting and he's going to be a criminal. It could never happen.
Well, that's how the last one with the Flash, the DC straight animation straight to Blu-ray, and as it turned out, it wasn't even Bruce Wayne. It was his father, Bruce Wayne. The son got killed. The alternate timeline, and because his son died, his Batman, the older Batman, we just listen. I'll kill anybody I feel like, because I'm that disgusted, that disgruntled. And Flash said, you can't be like that. Alternate universe. Your son does live, and he's a good Batman. And the father said, well, my son is dead. I don't give a shit, okay?
Well, what I told him they should do is bring the Bizarros back.
No, I think what would be better is like look at it even when they did the Two Worlds DVD, when they had Batman's nemesis was Owlman.
Have the Bizarro Batman fight the new Batman, and he's from a different planet or some shit like that.
There's some
I never liked Bizarro. I never liked that character.
Yeah, they make him too stupid. What I like is the other character, Solomon Grundy is great, right? Gorilla Grodd is great. Mm-hmm. No, there's a lot of good superhero villains. Like I just said, there's Solomon Grundy, there's Gorilla Grodd.
Which one from Cola?
I like Killer Croc.
Yeah, he's
one of
pretty
my
good.
favorites.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they have a lot of good characters.
Because the animated show that I used to watch, and Killer Croc was an amazing character on that show, and I thought he was great. And I think that would, if you tie him in there with maybe Mr. Freeze and someone else and base it in New York
No, but
City,
I think they
and
should
get some
retire
scenes
the old
going
characters.
on,
Let's
that could
bring
be
in some
pretty
new
cool.
characters.
But that's what the phone call is showing. Yeah, I mean, radio.
Goodbye.
Okay.